Hi, this is my presentation on the cell and its organelles. Right now this looks like a poster board with lots of little sticky tabs on it, but we're going to build a cell. We're going to start with the plasma membrane. Here's my plasma membrane. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Yeah, it kind of looks like an alligator with its mouth open. But the plasma membrane is what defines the cell edges, and it controls what can pass through in and out of the cell. This membrane's mostly made up of lipids, about 98%. It's a bilayer, and you can see here where the two layers have been kind of unzipped so you can see it better. The hydrophilic heads, that's these little round parts right here, face outward towards the extracellular fluid or inward towards the intracellular fluid, so inside and outside. The hydrophobic tails bind together to create a bilayer, and that's the plasma membrane. We also have microtubules. That's what these things are. I have 3 of them that I'm going to add to my cell. Microtubules are made up of 13 strands or long chains of proteins. They form the cytoskeleton and therefore help keep the cell's shape and rigidity. They also help transport within the cell by facilitating movement of organelles and secretory vessels and other substances. Next, we're going to go to the nucleus. Okay? The nucleus is the center of the cell. It houses the cell's DNA and is the center of activity. The nucleus contains chromatin, which is made up of the DNA and some protein. Also within the nucleus, as you can see here, is the nucleoli. This produces ribosomes, which I'll discuss in a couple of minutes. You can also see in this image, since it's a cutout, the cell's membrane, or the nuclear envelope. We're going to move on to the endoplasmic reticulum. Okay. The endoplasmic reticulum, or the ER, it's formed by flattened tubular shapes called cisternae. There are 2 types of ER, rough and smooth. The rough ER manufactures proteins, and it's covered with ribosomes. Again, I'll discuss that in a minute. Hence the name rough because of its appearance. Most of this came out dark gray, but here's a light gray part, and I highlighted the ribosomes in red, so you could kind of see it looks a little more rough. The smooth ER, which is this part here, the cisternae are shorter. There are no ribosomes, hence the name smooth. And the smooth ER produces hormones, and it detoxifies. Now we'll get to our ribosomes. I have a little ribosome right here. Okay. These are small granules of proteins. They manufacture amino acids and that's specified by messenger RNA molecules. There are 2 parts to the ribosome. There's the larger unit, which actually links amino acids into the polypeptide chains, and then there's a smaller part of the unit, or the smaller part of the ribosome, which reads the message from the RNA. All right, we're going to move on to the Golgi complex. We're continuing to build the inside of our cell. Let's look at it really quick. You can see some of the parts of the cell. All right, here's the Golgi complex and the Golgi vesicles. The Golgi complex is a system of tubular shapes, also called cisternae, which kind of look like a stack of plates, or to me it looks more like pita that's sort of stacked and curved. It synthesizes carbohydrates and finishes off proteins and glycoprotein. It receives the protein from the rough ER, it sorts them out, adds carbohydrates, and packs them into the Golgi vesicles. Here you can see Golgi vesicles. This is the Golgi complex, Golgi vesicles. Golgi vesicles are just small globules that come off the end of the cisternae of the Golgi complex. They become lysosomes Others move on to the plasma membrane, and they attach, adding more protein, and some even secrete cell products for use later, such as the digestive enzymes. Okay. Now we're going to move on to lysosomes. Okay, I have a couple of them here because there's usually more than one in a cell. All right, and our cell's starting to look pretty good here. All right, the lysosome, it's round or slightly oval shaped enzyme sac. It's enclosed by a double membrane. You can kind of see it here. The outer part of the membrane is very light gray, and then the inner part is the edge of this dark gray part, as you can see. These sacs are waste disposal system of the cells. They're capable of digesting many types of molecules. In addition to disposing of wastes, lysosomes are also involved in secretion, energy metabolism, membrane repair, and cell signaling. Okay, now we're going to move on to mitochondria, and again, there's several of those within a cell. So I'm going to add these right here, okay? You can see my mitochondria. Okay, mitochondria are the powerhouses of the cells. They have a double membrane and are rod-shaped or kind of elongated ovals. I kind of think they look a little bit like a loaf of bread that hasn't been sliced. But you can see the outer double membrane here. And then on the inside, they have, on the inside is an inner membrane shaped into folds called cristae. Okay? The space in between the folds right here is where you find, that's called the matrix, and that has ribosomes, enzymes, and a small molecule called the mitochondrial DNA. The mitochondria doesn't actually make energy, but rather it helps create energy by transferring energy from organic compounds to ATP. Last but not least, we have our centrioles. Centrioles are short microtubules. They're grouped in kind of a star shaped, as you can see from the cutout. I think it looks a little like a star, in 9 groups of 3. There are usually 2 in each cell, and they lay perpendicular to each other. Centrioles' job is to help with cell division. And here you can see our finished cell.